This winter session has been a stormy one, and again we saw drama playing out as TMC MP Derek O'Brien was suspended from Parliament after a lot of drama played out. Derek O'Brien was suspended from the Rajya Sabha for the remainder of the winter session after he flung the rule book at the chair. Derek also staged a walkout during the discussion on the electoral reforms bill. He later tweeted that BJP was making a mockery of Parliament and bulldozing the election laws bill of 2021. The opposition vehemently protested against this bill, calling it an infringement on the voters' right to privacy. When the bill was passed in the Rajya Sabha, members of Congress, TMC, left parties, the DMK and NCP walked out in protest. The Election Laws Amendment Bill of 2021 seeks to weed out fake voters from electoral rolls. It will link electoral roll data with the Aadhaar ecosystem.
Please understand, please. We have all the regard for the chair. We have all the regard for the rules. But
which rule you are telling?
259.
259.
The same thing which you all did on the farm bills.
Please, I have already expressed no. It's not point of order. Please.
We walk out there, no rules.
Amendment moved by Sri John Bakers to vote. Those in favor will please say aye.
Sir, ये तो move नहीं किया.
I shall have put clause 5 to vote. Those
एक मिनट. Point of order, sir.
देखिए, देरियक हमेशा इस प्रकार से काम करते रहते हैं। जब सदन चल रहा था उस समय रूल बुक को फेंकना और भी चेयर के समक्ष फेंकना, इस प्रकार का आचरण उनसे उम्मीद नहीं किया। एक तरफ वो सस्पेंड हुए, सस्पेंड होने के बाद भी अगर टीएमसी के फ्लोर लीडर हैं और उन्होंने सीखा नहीं, आज फिर रूल बुक फेंकने का काम किया। यह
Let's get you the latest updates on the Omicron crisis in India. The tallies crossed the 200 mark. The centre is now ensuring that everyone's ready for a third wave. And that's why a directive has been issued to states. In a letter to all state governments, Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has asked them to step up measures to contain the spread of Omicron. Centre has advised states to activate war rooms, to impose night curfews if needed, and to carry out door-to-door searches. The centre has also asked states to enforce home isolation and to accelerate measures to ensure 100% vaccination. Jammu and Kashmir as well as Odisha have recorded their first cases of the Omicron variant, spreading now to 14 states and union territories. The advisory comes at a time when states like Karnataka, Maharashtra, Goa and Gujarat have already imposed stringent measures ahead of the festive season. And the question that all of us have is whether a third wave is inevitable and when will it hit us? Well, according to experts, the Omicron-influenced and led third wave is likely to hit India by February. This bone-chilling warning by experts has again put things in perspective that the pandemic is simply not over yet.
When will the third wave hit India and how bad will it be? Baffling epidemiologists for a while now. Latest projections by head of COVID Supermodel Committee Vidya Sagar and IIT Kanpur Professor Manindra Agarwal suggest the third wave may unfold by February. The projections suggest India is likely to witness around 1.5 to 1.8 lakh cases every day by the end of February. The only silver lining in all this is that this wave is likely to be less severe than the second wave driven by Delta variant. The fall in cases after hitting the peak is also expected to be quick. Projections also suggest that hospitalization will be low since a significant number of Indians will be fully vaccinated by then.
The most pessimistic scenario, which is you have totally lost any vaccine protection and the natural immunity due to prior exposure to Delta is eroding very quickly, we foresee a peak of something like 1.5 to 1.8 lakh cases per day, happening somewhere towards the end of February.
Okay.
These projections are made keeping in mind the Omicron threat. In South Africa, the COVID cases, after peaking in mid-December, are seeing a sharp decline. The average daily deaths were less than 50 during the peak.
A very, very sharp peak, very quick rise followed by very sharp decline. Again, as Professor Agrawal has pointed out, we can look at South Africa as a model. They had peaked in just under 3 weeks. And now the number of daily cases in South Africa is 33% lower than the peak. So that means a sharp drop in cases in just 1 week's time from the peak.
It is widely believed the worst of the pandemic is over for India after the second wave. But with Omicron cases rising to over 200 in the country and over 5,000 new infections being reported on Tuesday, the picture can change rather quickly. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, as the Omicron tally has risen to 200 really in the country, it's not only Goa but several other parts of the country that are seeing a huge tourist influx because of the holiday season. And all of this, despite Omicron, many citizens believe that it's party time. Here's a reality check by Milind Sharma of what the situation is on the ground.
If you are planning to take a mini vacation this year end, you must know this. No matter which tourist destination in India you go to, Omicron could follow you. Tourists are thronging vacation destinations with a vengeance. Preparations for the Christmas and New Year are underway. Hotel and restaurants are overbooked already.
आज देख रहा हूँ काफ़ी अच्छे टूरिस्ट हैं, जोशीमठ में भी है और औली में भी है। अब बर्फ़ का इंतज़ार है। उम्मीद है कि जो है अगले हफ्ते एक मौसम बन रहा है, जैसे जानकारी है 23 तारीख से। उम्मीद है कि अच्छी बर्फ़ गिरेगी और पर्यटकों का आना जाना भी काफ़ी अच्छा रहेगा।
Everyone has dropped their guard as it appears, and people even becoming unafraid.
टूरिस्ट काफ़ी आएंगे 24-25 से लगभग जनवरी फर्स्ट वीक तक पैक ही है।
In hill town of Manali, last week witnessed more than 7,000 tourists, virtually no one following basic COVID protocols and almost no one wearing a mandatory mask.
मेरे को लगता नहीं भाई कोरोना अभी रहा है नहीं रहा है, क्योंकि इतनी भीड़ होनी नहीं चाहिए, वरना फिर अपना भाई अगर कोरोना है तो बंद ही कर देना चाहिए, या तो सब कुछ, या फिर अपना ओपन रहो सिस्टम। आपने भी मास्क नहीं पहना है।
एंजॉय करें या मास्क डालें, ये तो गवर्नमेंट को देखना चाहिए था इस चीज़ के बारे में। तो हम तो मास्क ऑलरेडी हमारी पॉकेट में भी है, हमने यहाँ पे आके एंजॉय करना था इसलिए हमने उतारा है।
हमको किसी के चेहरे पे दिखा नहीं इसलिए हमने नहीं पहना ना, हम लोग लाए सब लोग जेब में रख के।
The authorities are facing an unfolding nightmare.
पुलिस इंश्योर करवाएगी कि हर आदमी जो है मास्क पहना हो और जहां तक संभव हो सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग का भी पालन करे, तो कोरोना के जो गाइडलाइंस हैं उनका भी सख्ती से पालन किया जाएगा।
While the guard has been dropped in the hills, curbs like Section 144 till midnight for December 31st has dampened the party mood in Mumbai. The usual excitement is missing with COVID-19 around us and yet again playing a spoil sport. The rising Omicron numbers leaving the government worried. Late night parties, gathering at the promenade or along the beaches has now been banned. The hotel and restaurant industry is disappointed, staring at a big loss of business in another year.
Definitely we are disappointed, we are sad, but then again it's a collective responsibility of everyone. We hope that next year will be better than this, but as of now we intend to follow everything very seriously.
First, Section 144 was imposed in the city till the midnight of 31st December. And now the BMC chief has himself issued a note warning citizens of strict action if COVID norms are not followed. He has gone on to the extent of warning even the celebrities if rules are not followed. COVID situation in Mumbai remains grim. and the festive season is going to test the administration.
National capital Delhi has also put a bar on all types of big public gatherings, relegating festivities to the back burner till the 1st of January.
Whether it's a tourist destination or a city market, the crowds are swelling ahead of the year end. But we are inviting the new variant as well as COVID cases if we don't follow COVID appropriate behavior. With Anup in New Delhi, this is Milan Sharma for India Today.
The Sukesh, Jacqueline, Nora drama is straight out of a movie, and filmmakers want to capitalize on this multi-crore scandal and all of the interest and curiosity around it. Sources have told India Today that OTT platforms are now already pitching and planning to make a series or a film on the super chore.
A star-studded scandal. A 200 crore scam woven with lies and deceit. And a mastermind who is now behind bars. Congate has exploded, leaving two Bollywood divas sizzling in the aftermath. Jacqueline Fernandez and Nora Fatehi. Conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar's scam is a recipe for a Bollywood pot boiler. And who knows it better than those running the show business? It's a ready-made script, and OTT platforms are wasting no time in pitching and planning a series on Super Chore. Sources in Bollywood say filmmakers are rushing to turn this drama from real to real. They say OTT platforms are discussing whether to film a series or a film on the Super Chore. Buzz is that there are few names being considered to play Jackie and Sukesh. An insider tells India Today, Sukesh had promised Jacqueline that he would produce a series of superhero films at a budget of 500 crore rupees, with Hollywood VFX artists and shot larger than life. The conman had apparently also told the diva that she resembled Angelina Jolie. Bollywood Congate is a script in progress. The suspense over the climax continues.
While investigations into the alleged link of conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar with several Bollywood personalities, including Jacqueline Fernandez, is underway, many film, documentary and OTT series producers have shown their interest in making a movie or a series on this conman. Experts say Sukesh Chandrasekhar's story has all the ingredients which makes him an interesting character for screen. Munish Pandey in Delhi for India Today.
Star shuttler Kidambi Srikanth created history recently, becoming the first Indian man to reach the Badminton World Championships final. While Srikanth had to settle for silver at the end, his feat has earned him credit and applause from fans all over the country. Check out what he had to say about his achievement in a conversation with my colleague Nikhil Nas.
Right then, fresh from his exploits at the World Badminton Championship, joining us now, the silver medalist at that particular tournament, Kidambi Srikanth, the man who was also world #1 at one point. Is this the revival of Kidambi Srikanth? That's going to be our focus in the conversation that we're going to have from the man himself. Srikanth, thanks so much for joining us, and many, many congratulations on that fantastic achievement there. Has it now sunk in that you have gone where no Indian male badminton player had gone before? Even the likes of Prakash Padukone, your coach Gopi Chand, none of these players had reached the final where you have.
Thank you so much. I don't know, maybe not yet. I'm only looking at as a silver medal at the World Championships. I'm not really thinking about who have reached that stage before or anything else. You know, it was about me reaching a final, me winning a silver medal. That's it at the moment.
Okay, you did very, very well on that. Now I'm going to talk about the final against you of Singapore. Two occasions in that final where you were leading 9-3 in the first game, and then you were 18-16 up in the second game as well. You squandered those chances. If you now look back at those games, would you have done things differently in hindsight?
Yeah, I don't know about the first set, but in the second set, maybe if I could have won another point and made it 19-16, I think things would have been different for sure. But yeah, sport is such that one has to win, one has to lose, and then whoever is brave enough will definitely win. And I think on that given day, I think he played really well, in that crucial points. Credits to him. But I'll definitely try. I'll definitely work on it. Try and get better when I play him again.
Okay. Now just let in us on some sort of secret. I believe PUBG, the video game, had a massive contribution in you doing well at the World Championship. I believe it helps you relax.
No, I don't really make time to play PUBG. I only play when there is time. And during the World Championships, I didn't really have enough time, so I didn't play throughout the week. I play only when I have enough free time, and I think, and the first priority is to sleep. And then after that, if I still have time left, if I have nothing to do, that is when I play PUBG.
I'm trying to get inside your mind now. I spoke about that lull phase that you had after, that outstanding performance in 2018. Today, in today's day and age, social media, where fans can directly get in touch with you yourself, you're on Twitter as well, maybe other social media platforms as well. I'm guessing there must be some comments that may not be very charitable, maybe critical of you. Do you firstly read such comments? And if you do, does that inspire you to do well? Or do you think, no, it's best to just ignore that, just focus on the job? And how is it that you deal with criticism when it comes from, let's say, social media or fans directly?
I don't really read too many comments, but I do sometimes. And what I personally think is that only I know what I am going through. Only I know how much hard work I am putting in. And I don't really have to prove anything to anyone. So, if there's anyone who is talking bad or criticizing how I am playing, then I have nothing to do with it. It's their it's their wish what they want to talk, and I don't really care about it.
I was reading an interview with your coach Pulela Gopichand, and he said that a lot of things you've improved upon. Well, there's one area where you think you can get even better is the fitness aspect of the game. If you see a 10% increase in Kidambi's fitness, you'll see him as a better player. Would you agree with that? And is that something that's on your mind too?
I think there's always scope for improvement in badminton. Even after you become a world number one, there will always be scope for improvement. I feel, maybe yes, because he's a better person. He'll know better. Because I am playing, and I don't really see too many weaknesses when I'm analyzing myself. You always need to have that one person who can watch you keenly and then analyze everything. So, I didn't really get enough time to talk with him after the World Championship. So probably in the next few days, I will sit and talk with him and then see what areas that we have to work on.
I wanted a word from you on your opponent in the semi-final, a fellow Indian in Lakshya Sen, youngster. It's not something that you trained together. You're, of course, representing the same country. What did you make of him? How do you see him as a future prospect, considering he's much younger than you at the moment?
I think he's playing really well. Again, last few months, he played really well. He was very young. Even at the World Championships, he pulled out some very close matches, very good matches. He beat some higher ranked players. So definitely, I think he'll definitely become a good player, I feel.
Personally, for you, as you know, this has been an unprecedented performance as we're talking about, your performance at the World Badminton Championship. But I remember, you were at Rio. You did fairly well there. There were plenty of hopes from you for the next Olympic. You couldn't make Tokyo. Is it fair to say that your focus now, in terms of achievement, will still remain that Olympic Games, that medal, and 2024 is something that is still on your mind even now?
Yes, it'll always be there. It'll definitely be there. That'll be the target. But I would really like to set some small-term goals. So it'll be about the next few months, next few tournaments. So the ultimate goal will definitely be the Olympics.
How do you see the Indian men's badminton in general? It's often said that they've underachieved compared to the women counterpart. They've done rather well in these big tournaments. But now we had, 3 Indian male shuttlers in the quarterfinals. Do you think it's now coming of age, the Indian men's badminton phase as well?
Yeah, I think we had such results in the past as well. But I think women's have been more consistent than men. And I think, I don't really want to say anything about the other players, but personally, I want myself to be more consistent next year and, repeat or better this performance in the next tournaments that I play.
Finally, before I let you go, the other thing that really came to light was, we've seen the likes of HS Pranoy and Parupalli Kashyap now coming out and being vocal about the lack of funds, saying that we really have to struggle to play at these top level tournaments. How do you see it? And do you think plenty much can be done so that, a sport as popular as badminton in India doesn't face such problem where players can't even play at the top level tournaments and have to look for funds at the last moment?
See, I don't really want to comment on what Pranoy or Kashyap said. But for me personally, I think Sai or TOPS or Badminton Association of India, they all have been very supportive. They've been very supportive even after knowing that I didn't qualify. They took care of all my travel and everything for the last 3.5 months. So I'm very happy. And I feel like they believed in me, and I'm very happy that I proved them right.
All right, Shrikant, we'll leave it at that. I know it's been a long day, plenty of interviews. You deserve to be sitting on that nice sofa. Put your feet up and may you watch multiple films after this, because that is one thing that you really like to do. But thanks so much for talking to India today.
Thank you.